And of course, welcome, of course, to Sin TV Now, where of course I bring you smart, intelligent news and the importance of multiculturalism in regards to gaming. So today I just wanted to, just kind of relax and show you how I do my everyday kind of makeup when I am gaming so that you can see that, of course. But before I start, I have to give a very, very special shout out to Lisa Ann. Lisa Ann has an amazing show. Definitely check it out. It is at twitch.tv/LISSANE. She is so nice. She answered all of my questions, and she was so nice, such a good heart, and really hilarious. She has such a good sense of humor, and I always appreciate watching streamers that really have a good sense of humor, and they're just like a nice person overall. So what I'm going to be doing from time to time is I'll do episodes like this where it's just me talking, I'm putting on my makeup, and if I have news or anything I want to share, I'll do that and give you updates and all of that good stuff. But yeah, definitely check her out. Once again, twitch.tv/Lisa Ann. I will have the link below. And I am very excited too because I'm working on getting an interview with her because she is, for this week, the featured streamer of the week. And I will be showing you streamers to me that are completely underrated and to me need to be taken way, way more seriously. So let's get on with this everyday kind of gaming makeup look that I do. So the first thing that I do is I gotta get my brows on because, I have to get my brows on. So this is from LA Colors. This is the LA Colors Browy Wowie Pencil. So that's how it looks like here, Browy Wowie Pencil. And this is in the shade CPB 406, which is chocolate. So I use this as my base because there are some brow products, honestly, where they go on one-time application and you're good. But I tend to use this as my base because it doesn't fully fill in my brows. It just kind of gets them started. So then what I do is I kind of start here, start at the ends here, and then I just lightly go up, and then that's how I make my arch here. Just go up, just kind of really fill it in. Because one of my brows, one thing I noticed about my brows is that my left brow is more sparse than my right brow. So I end up having to use more product on my left brow than my right brow. And then all I do is I kind of drag it out. So this is if I want a more kind of natural looking kind of brow, then that's what I go for. So I go all the way towards the end of my brow here. And then next, what I do is I kind of brush my brows a little bit upward and over. I just brush them up and over like that. So that's how I do my brows. It's not really complicated at all. And I do my other side here. Now, I want to give you an update on my games and everything that I'm going to be playing. I am going to be starting to play Final Fantasy as well, because I found out that Final Fantasy is a controller supported game and it's a really good MMO. So from what people have been saying, and I want to see, my thing is, if a game is really popular, if I can talk today, popular, then I want to find out how good it really is. And your brows are never going to be perfect unless you're like a drag queen or something. So always one of my brows is always off, or So it happens, but I think today is going to be a good brow day. Hopefully. So then I just kind of blend it out. But yeah, if you're looking for more of like a natural kind of coverage with your brow, then I would say go for this Browie Wowie kind of pencil. Because it does fill it in pretty decently. I kind of use this as like my base. And then I'll go over my other side here again, because sometimes it doesn't get as filled as I would like for it to be. And this brush is perfect for blending the actual product out. It's really nice. Okay, so once I do all of that, then I go in with what's called the Color Mates eyeliner pencil. Sorry I cannot talk today. I am extremely tired. It has been a long day. I played Blade and Soul, I'm not even kidding, for like 5 hours yesterday. So I'm like probably exhausted from like sitting down. It's like crazy. Okay, so this is the Color Mates eyeliner pencil in black brown. So I'll show that to you freaks and geeks here. So Color Mates eyeliner pencil, black brown. And I have a little bit here left, so I always sharpen my pencils so it's sharp with precision every time. So then what I do is I lightly kind of go over, and this pencil is very concentrated, so you really want to make sure that you're careful with it. Do you see that? It's very concentrated, so I tend to not push too hard, or else it's a very dark pencil. So as you can see here, it's awesome. It's perfect every time. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, and then what I do is I just go back in with my the Browie Wowie pencil here, and then I just kind of brush this out, and then I get it all going like that. And then the next thing I do is I go in with, like, this is the eye angled brush that I always use from Givenchy here. And I just like to clean up any kind of excess that's left over. So that's what I do there. And then I do this to the other side. So, yeah, that's pretty much how I clean up my brows and everything. And then from there, I use the e.l.f. Clear, it's like Clear Lash Brow Mascara. You know, this is like a staple in my beauty collection, but it's starting to get like ridiculously expensive. And then what I do is I just lightly apply that, because I don't want to go too hard, or else it'll start to move the pencil, and I don't want that. Okay, so then after I let those kind of dry and set and everything's good there, it is time to conceal. So I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is GC981, which is Toast. It's a really nice, still dark enough, but still light enough to go with my complexion here. And then I'm going to take it, and then I'm just going to put, I kind of put a little too much here. And then I just kind of cover it over my marks here, because I don't like them. And then I take the rest here and cover up my chin. And I take the rest here, and I also cover my mouth as well. And I try to kind of blend this out a little bit ahead of time, so that it's not too extra thick. So now I'll do that. I think I'll take a little bit under my eye today. And as you can see, this stuff is very pigmented, so you have to be kind of careful when you're squeezing it. Okay, so then I do that. And then what I do is I get my Real Techniques. This is a Real Techniques blender. I get some water. And I just get this wet just enough. Not too much where it's like ridiculous. And then I just start kind of blending this underneath my eye. And then get the chin and everything started. This part always takes a lot of time. Blending, good blending takes time. And then just kind of get it going here. Get it underneath my eye. Get that going, and I think I might I usually take a little bit of the leftover, and then I put that all over. So I put it all over my face, the concealer. And then I take that, focus a little bit underneath the neck, not too much. So, because you want this to be very well blended, let me tell you. Get this on the sides of the nose. So this is just the leftover product. But I focus most of the concealer underneath my eyes and where, like, you can see the marks here, just to kind of cover them up a little bit. Because the foundation will do the rest. And then gotta get it on the sides here, you know, work this all out. Okay? So then once I do that, I let that set, and then I work on my brows again here. So what I do is I take a little bit of the toast here, and then all I do is I just kind of, this is how I shape my brow. So then I just take this, go a little bit higher. And what this does, honestly, is it helps to, whoa, as I'm shaking the table here. As you can see, it's helping to clean up any kind of, so that's how I get that shape to my brow. And then we're going to do this to the other side. So do you see why, freaks, that I do this, like my brows and everything, before I do any of my makeup looks? Because this, as you can see, it really takes time. It takes time to, you know, to get that shape and everything. So once I do that, then I go in with the, this is a Coastal Scents BRC S07 brush. And this is perfect for blending out, like blending out my highlight here. So that's all I'm doing, is I'm just kind of blending that out. And then if all else fails, it's always good to use your finger. Because your finger can help, it warms it up. And it kind of helps to blend out anything else that's not being covered here correctly. So then I continue to kind of blend out this concealer with this brush. It's just the perfect, it's absolutely perfect. And that's what gets me my brow shape, like you can see here. So that's how I get the shape there. And then I let this settle. And then let me get my eyeshadow palette that I've been using. So, always forget stuff. Alright. Always forgetting. Always forgetting. Okay, so as you can see here, If you look close up, I have that really nice kind of highlight going. So, and for me, it takes time for me to get, you know, the way that I want it. So, okay, so then once I do all of that, then this is when I actually start working on the eyeshadow itself. I am using the Kara Cosmetics. This is the ES0135, which is the, believe the gold. Oh no, this is the bright and matte. I got the wrong one. Let me be back. Oh my gosh, I'm always forgetting. I'm like always getting the wrong stuff. It's crazy. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so what I'm going to be using is, this is the correct one. It's the ES13, which is the Gold Dust Palette from Kara. This is the one that I've been using for the week to review. And I will be doing my update reviews on Sundays. So let's open this up. This palette is absolutely wonderful. Let me actually show you look how great this is. Do you see all these fine colors? I've been using this for the week and it's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Okay. So, with that being said, I got my Givenchy brush here, so that's what I'm going to use. And then I always spray. I have to get a new spray bottle because this one is just awful. It's not spraying. I have to like shake it. Yeah, it's not spraying at all. There we go. I have to like really pump it, and I gotta get a new spray bottle. Everything has not been working for me this week, freaks. Let me tell you. Okay, so I have my brush here from Givenchy, and I'm gonna just go in. I think because I've been using all of the colors in the row here, so I'm working on the first row, which is this one. So I'm gonna be using this color right here on my lid today. I'm like dropping stuff. I'm just a mess. Okay. The thing that I like about these shadows, I have to say, is I haven't been having fallout with them. And the colors, like, look, I mean, you put a little goes a long way. But for me, I tend to like my look always to look more intense here. So I'm just putting this on my lid. And just kind of blending it upward. And when you have hooded eyes, you always want to blend up above where your natural crease line is, because that allows the shadow to kind of show up more. So I just go above like that, and that's it. It's just very simple. And then I'm going to do the other side. It's just a really nice, like, copper-like color. It's absolutely gorgeous. And do you see any fallout? None. Okay. So no fallout. So I think I found my main eyeshadow company that I'm going to be getting my eyeshadow from is Kara Cosmetics. I mean, you can get them from Arcade House very cheap. It's like only, what, $13.99? You can't beat that for all the colors that you're getting. And then you want to continue to go above where your natural crease is. So that's it. Can you look at this shadow? I mean, look at this. As my lashes are like so out of place, right? Okay, so once I do that, then I go in with my blending here. And I'm going to use this really nice deeper color here. I've been using this for the last couple of weeks here. This one right here. And this really kind of helps make my cut crease really come to life here. So it's just a really nice, deep, rich kind of brown color. And then I just kind of work this Just work this into the crease. And I also, to kind of blend my other part out, that's what I usually do. So I do it like that. And then we'll work on the other side here. And then I kind of focus this. Because what this does is it kind of gets rid of that line. And some of the shadows, I will be honest, they are buildable. So you have to kind of build them up a little bit. But once you build them up, the color payoff is to die for. Like, seriously. And this Gold Dust palette has a combination of both shimmers and mattes as well. So, we'll work this up a little bit more. Okay. So that's it right there. I mean, it gives you this really nice intensity. Okay. So then once I kind of get the crease started, then I want to go in with, and sometimes what I do is I use this e.l.f. crease brush just so that I can soften that crease down a little bit more so it doesn't look too crazy. So then I soften it like that. So then what I'm going to do, and this is a palette I've also been reviewing for the week. This is the Nude Rose Original from BH Cosmetics. And I have to say though, with these shadows, these are more like for highlighting and not necessarily for the lid. Maybe 2 or 3 colors. But I have been using, I finished using the first row. So we're moving on to the second row. And I'm going to be using this color right here in my crease. Or not in my crease, on my brow bone. And this stuff is very pigmented, as you will see. So then all I do is I just take this. And I, just a little goes a long way. And I just put, look at that. It just right away. It just right away shows. So then I just use this blending brush from e.l.f. because it's tiny enough. And it just kind of helps me out here. It's really nice, very even. But then this is a little too loud. So then what I do is I go back in with this brown color. And then I just go over it. Just go over it. And do you see how it right away, it mutes that shine, the sheen. And I'm going to do this to the other side. Just really concentrate on getting that tone down as much as I possibly can. And then sometimes what I do is I take the brush that I use to blend out my crease, and then I just go a little bit harder, not too hard. Just a little bit. And do you see how it softens it for me right away? So there. Yeah, so a little bit goes a long way. You can tell this is it's very, very prominent, very, very strong. I'm going to go in with a lighter brown color here. And then I'll just add to what I have left over here. So it's like an orange color. And then I'm just going to go back. Just kind of soften this out. And soften the other side. So there you go. It's just a really nice orange kind of look. And then what I like to do too is I'm going to go in with this deeper brown right here. And then I go on the side. You want to be careful when you're doing this because you don't want to go too much. But do you see how it starts to It starts to darken in your outer V here. Yeah, just kind of drag a little bit upwards like that, and you can see that it's starting to become more prominent. And then drag a little bit there. So yeah, the colors, they are very, very pigmented. You can build them to the intensity that you want. So you can see here, you can see that intensity there. So then all I do is I just kind of soften this down a little bit by blending it out so that it's not like too much. But then again, I like a little extra smoke in there. Okay, so you can see it's a little more smoke. If that's a little too much for you, you can always go back in with your transition color and even this out a little bit more. Just kind of blend this out. Now go back in and soften it with this other brush. So a lot of blending when you're doing makeup. That's one thing I realize is you're doing a lot of blending. Okay, so now for underneath the eye, I'm going to be using this small little brush, which is the eye tapered brush. Yeah, see, my spray bottle has stopped, like, completely working. It's, like, it's crazy. I have to get another one, probably this weekend. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to still use this same color right here. And then I just go underneath the eye. And I try to be careful with this so that I'm not dropping too much underneath my concealer, because that'll save me some time from having to clean more than I need to. And then I just kind of concentrate this really nice light color. Because a lot of times, like for me, I was born with these naturally kind of saggy type lower lids here. Or my lower under eye, pardon me. And because of that, I have to use lighter colors. Because if I use anything that's really dark, like Doro or something. Doro is an amazing European metal singer. She's known for her very, very dark, smoky kind of eyes. And if you have a really saggy lid, though, it's kind of hard to use that darker color because it makes your eye look really weighed down. So the way that I kind of, it helps me to look a little bit younger is by using a light brown transition kind of color underneath my eye. And then what I do, I just go back in with this eye round brush. And then I just blend upward. And then this kind of helps to make everything nice and even and all of that. So, yeah, so there's my eye look there. Kind of, you know, smoky. Looks really nice. My brows could be a little bit better, but you know what? I'm going out doing stuff today, okay? So I don't really need to look like perfect all the time. So, okay, so once I do that, so let's get on to the eyes here. This is the e.l.f. eyelash or mascara primer. This stuff has made a huge difference in excuse me, I'm like so like congested today. So it dries translucent, and this has made a huge difference in how my lashes perform. Because I know many of you have been asking me if I've been wearing falsies. No. And I don't really need to wear false lashes, to be honest, because I was really blessed with these long lashes here. So, just take a little bit of that. And then what I do, too, is I take a little bit of this, and then I put it underneath my eye. Because what this does is it just makes my lashes look a little bit longer. But I don't put mascara underneath on my lower lashes because it weighs my eye down. It just really weighs it down. And I don't wear falsies underneath there too because it would make me look crazy. So I only wear mascara on my top lashes here. And it will take the leftover here. And run that underneath. You always have to make ugly faces when you're doing your mascara. It's a normal thing, guys. Just relax. Okay, so while I'm letting this dry, it's time for me to powder my face. So to powder my face, I am using the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. Just wait, freaks. Wait till you see how much I use this powder. Look at this. I use this every day. It is a must-have for anybody, whether you're goth or not, or you're metalhead, whatever. It's a great everyday translucent powder, and it turns this more into a full foundation look for me, because then I don't have to use full-blown foundation. Because let me tell you, the price of drugstore makeup and foundations and stuff, it's really starting to go up. Like, it's not healthy, let me tell you. Okay, so then, as you can see, I do beat my face because I really want that powder to really go in. I'm like a Korean woman doing a beauty tutorial. You gotta beat your face, you know? Okay, and then I go on the edges of my face, but you gotta make sure I really pay attention to blending this neck, honey, let me tell you. Because if you don't blend this neck, it's a problem. Then you know how people in beauty, they're constantly judging you. So I make sure that nobody judges me because my neck is blended, okay? So, okay, so then I just blend that. And I don't really use highlighter when I do my everyday, you know, look when I'm just playing a game or if I'm going somewhere. Okay. So there we go. Look at that. And do you see this HD powder? It really tones things down. It gives my skin a really nice, like, even complexion. And look at my, oh man, my makeup. I'm feeling myself. Yes. Okay, no. I'm not going to be that conceited. Okay, so for my everyday mascara that I use when I'm, you know, streaming or whatnot, this is the e.l.f. Volume Plumping Mascara. It has a really big brush. So if you have small hooded eyes, I would not recommend this one because look at the brush. Like, eesh. This is in the shade black. And this is all that I do. Like, I used to really go in with the mascara, but you don't need to. If you really want to build, this is all that you do. You just go in with one coat. You just go in with one coat like that and it gives you enough intensity. Like, you don't really need to go in like that, you know? Yeah, I usually go in with one coat and then I let it build up. And if I feel the other side needs it, I just go back in with the same coat. Look at that. Really nice mascara. Goes on really even and nice. And then to finish it off, because I noticed this mascara gets a little flaky throughout the day. So then I just go in with my clear mascara. And I clean it up and it just evens it up really nicely for me. Look at that. Like, do you see that? And you can use all kinds of stuff for eyeshadow too. I mean, you can use lipstick, I've seen. I've seen people use lipstick as eyeshadow. I'm going to try that out for sure, but Yeah, do you see how wonderful these eyeshadows are from Kara? I mean, so smooth, beautiful transition between where my crease is and everything. It's just really nice. And if I feel like it's weighing me down a little bit, I just kind of just wipe off a little of that mascara, because sometimes you can get stuck like that. But yeah, it looks really good. Okay, so that's my completed face there, but I gotta do my lips too. So I'm gonna be doing some mini reviews here of my other these other lip colors. Alright, so I have 3 here, and I'll tell you how I feel about them. So the first one is GLG 797, which this is the glaze lip paint from LA Girl. And yeah, Daring is nice, but it's a little bit too red. So it is really a nice color if you like a little bit more deeper but brighter red. So that's how it looks like there. It was okay. The next one is GLG 798, which is Tempt. This is the darkest one in the collection, but do you see that? It comes out real quick, but it's just too translucent. It's dark, but you need a lip liner with this one. But the one that I've been wearing every day and is the perfect color on my lips is GLG 786. I'm going to buy tons of this. It's called Koi. And let me show you, because that's a color I wear every day now. So that's how it looks like in the tube itself. It does kind of... And see, a lot comes out of the tube, so you have to be careful with this. And the nice thing about this color too is when you wear it over time, the color fades and it's just this really nice purpley kind of pink color. And I usually do not wear purple pink kind of color. But this is life. It really is nice. But you have to be careful with this when you keep it in your pocket though, because the pressure, maybe from moving around, it'll bring all the product up. So but it does, some of the colors like this one, they do leave this really nice kind of tint. But yeah, I've been wearing this one the most because it's just a nice, like, purple. It's really smooth on the lips too. It's absolutely wonderful. So I hope that you really like my look today. And you really do need a brush with this, I have to say. I have to be honest, you do. But just working it around, I may get some on my teeth or something. But yeah, it is a really nice color. I really enjoy the color. Once it kind of tints down, it tones down. It usually takes maybe an hour or so. It's just this really beautiful purple with still a little pink in there, and it's good. It's really nice. Any skin tone can wear this. It does have a little bit of peppermint oil to it, so it's a little menthol-y, but not too menthol. And yeah, the color is just great. And here is a little bit closer look of my look today. And once the color kind of settles down, it's really nice. So here's the look. I really hope that you enjoyed this look today. Because so many of you were requesting, how do I do my makeup when I'm gaming? So this is how I do it for gaming every day. But yeah, I hope you like it. And coming up, we got, let's see, some more Blade & Soul, some more Mass Effect. I decided I'm going to get Final Fantasy, but that's going to be on the weekend. I'm going to play that. And I can't wait. I got some really good interviews. I have another amazing interview with this really cool gaming backpack that it currently is under a Kickstarter. So it is really interesting. So I'm going to be talking to one of the representatives in regards to that. So I'm just kind of figuring out what time works for them for that. But I'm going to get out of here. And I hope you really like this look today. I think it looks fabulous. It looks really good. And like I always say, remember to get smart and stay informed.